This is a tutorial to show you how I do the provisional cast on for the Nerea Sweater in Line issue 7. If you're familiar with the provisional cast on using a crochet chain, then you know that you will make a chain, crochet chain, and pick up stitches from the chain and work in one direction. And when you wish, you can come back and unzip the chain, pick up the stitches and work in the other direction. For this sweater, I'm actually picking up stitches from the chain twice and working in both directions at the same time. I have cast on a little sleeve to demonstrate how I use this technique, and when you do the Nerea Sweater, you cast on from the cuff of the sleeve, you work your way up, and on the top of the sleeve you will have the caliper cable, and this will be the beginning of the round and where the armpit will be. Once you reach the desired length of sleeve, or the one recommended in the pattern, you will have to start picking up stitches for the body. So to do that, you take your crochet chain. I have made a chain using a contrasting color and a contrasting yarn. With that I mean I use some cotton yarn and a big crochet hook just to make it easier to pick up the stitches. This is the front of the chain. If you turn the chain around, you will notice that in the middle of the chain you have these bumps. Those are the bumps from where you want to pick up. I have picked up a few extra, I've cast on a few extra stitches here, so I don't have to start from the beginning. I will just start from this one, and with my working yarn I will pick up the first stitch. Make sure to tighten that stitch a little bit, and then you simply go on to pick up as many stitches as the pattern calls for. Oh, be careful not to pick up any other strands. And I am gonna pick up 10 stitches for this demonstration. Okay, now you have picked up the amount of stitches you need. So the sleeve is up here, and this at the bottom will be the hem of the body. Now you're no longer working in the round, so you will turn your work around here and purl back those stitches. Once you get to the top of the sleeve, you should have a stitch marker indicating the caliper cable, so you just work that on the wrong side as described in the pattern. Also, you should be able to just work around with the circular needle, but since my sleeve is very tiny, that is not possible, so I'm just doing it in a magic loop way. So now you have worked around the sleeve and you're ready to pick up the stitches again for the other side of the body. So what you do is, as you can see, you have the wrong side of the work, and you can see these are the first stitches we picked up. They're very easy to see in between the two red strands here. So now you leave your working yarn and your right hand needle and go in to pick up with the left hand needle in this loop style. You pick up the first one that you see here on the end, and then you start picking up the stitches, and only the stitches, not the chain, If you find this hard to do, you can also use a smaller needle just for the picking up part, or you can unzip the chain as you go and pick up each stitch as you unzip them. When you have many stitches on a crochet chain, that might be a bit risky, so I prefer just picking them up like so and getting them all on the needle before I unzip the chain. Now you want to check you have the same amount of stitches on both sides, so I have 10, and now I'm ready to unzip the crochet chain. Oh, sorry, actually you can do it at this point, but I prefer working my way down, so I will just purl the stitches that have just been picked up all the way down to the edge. Just to have a little more fabric before I unzip. So now you can see this is the back side. You have your crochet chain sticking out in both ends, and if I pull this one out, you can see the shape is a bit like a lollipop. You have this narrow strip of fabric, and the sleeve is this round loop on top. It will be more evident when you have the right yarn and amount of stitches. If you turn it around, you can see the crochet chain is lying in between the new stitches and looking very neat. There's one thing you will notice probably, is a hole up here in the armpit. This hole you shouldn't worry about. It will be closed when you or you can close it when you are weaving in ends, so just leave that for now. Now is the time to unzip the crochet chain. So what you do is you undo the knot, and now you should be able to just pull the chain. Since the yarn is wrapped around the first stitch, as you can see here, you will have to do some unpicking here as well. But then comes the fun part. Now you have your chain, and unless you have picked up any strands from the crochet chain, you should be able to simply pull and the chain will undo itself. But as you can see here, because it has a lot of strands, I unfortunately picked up a strand, but I will just go and snip that one so we can continue the fun part. And now I'm at the end, so I can just remove the waste yarn, put that to the side, and here you can see a bit better how the new stitches are situated. I will work around a few times just to show you how it looks after a few rounds. But what you want to do now is work back up as if you were working flat, which you are, but you have this, you're working back and forth using the circular needles. So now I can better show you after I've done a few more rows. I have stitches going in each direction. As you see, it's completely seamless. There's no seam from where the crochet chain was, and you can now start to fold this. This will be the side seam, which is invisible, and you will be working both the front and the back in at the same time. And then the little sleeve will stick out here. This is the bottom edge, this is the top where the shoulder will be. And yeah, I hope you like this tutorial. I hope you have fun trying out this provisional cast on, and I can't wait to see your examples of the Nerea sweater. Bye!